yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen back here in the future. I'm just kind of over this whole bluegrass. Well, looks like I managed to get muddy already. So man, my allergies have just been killing me right now. It's either that or it's a mixture of all that smoke that's in the air, but legitimately I'm pretty much allergic to everything outside, including grass. So that's been pretty fun over my lifetime, but usually I have it pretty under control. So right now, if you hear me and it sounds like I am all stuffed up and everything, my allergies are to blame right now. So I also got a new lens for this camera, but I don't know as though carrying this beast around all day is gonna be what I wanna do all the time. Otherwise, I'm gonna need some major arm workout because this thing is a little bit ridiculous at this point. So speaking of those fires though, I hope that all of you out there on the West Coast are safe. It's been pretty crazy. A lot of the smoke has actually been traveling over to here and out throughout the Midwest the last little while here. So we're getting a lot of this weird hazy kind of look to the sun every day as well. It's been kind of interesting here, but I've got some things to catch up on today. I've got some stuff that I want to show you about the backyard renovation that's coming along, and just have some fun. These things right here are the devil. So I think what I'm quickly learning here is if I want to keep it at that height, I definitely cannot skip a day of mowing, because this was a skipping of a day yesterday, which I didn't do mowing, and now today it's really long already because I got some fertilizer on here. This thing is growing very, very quickly, and after the sand leveling, I definitely made a big difference in terms of how smooth it feels overall. So I'm happy about that. Absolutely addicted to real mowing. I love it so much. Mowing every day, can't get much better than that. And I tell you, this sissy grass will grow anywhere. Anywhere it finds a little place. This is just a bunch of sand that collected here, and I'm sure I dropped some seed and some washed down and everything. And there you go. All right, so we've had a few more projects going on. This area over here is gonna get all new landscaping and get all of that finished, hopefully yet before the winter time comes. So that's a project that's going. And then I talked about in the last video that this section of grass over where I'm sitting right here by the shed needs to be fixed yet. When I'll get that done, I'm not exactly sure. I was kind of waiting for a time frame when it was actually going to rain, but ever since we had that rain a couple weeks ago, it has not rained since, and it does not look like it's going to. So I have no idea what's going on this year, but essentially since May until now, it has not rained. I wanted to do some landscaping just to get something in here. This is not completely finished. Next year we'll probably be adding a lot of different flowers and annuals and stuff in between all this stuff. But we put some mums in this year. These are actually changing color. Quite interesting what's going on with them. But so we got some more fountain grasses. I love fountain grass. I've talked about this before as well. So we got some more of those going in. We got some mums, and then we'll be adding more in throughout this, throughout next year too. So that's kind of the plan. It goes all the way around this side as well. So basically a straight shot from over there by the deck comes all the way around and then wraps around all of here, and we'll continue up into that bed over there, which I was just talking about. So I was hoping this had grown enough today to mow, but on that little test there that I just did, there's not a whole lot being cut, and also at the same time, the grass is still really not very mature, so it's not standing up very well once that roller goes over it. It's not really doing any damage, it's just sort of laying it over, which it'll stand back up. But at this point, I don't think that it's quite ready to be mowed, so this is day 16 or 17 today, so you know, it needs a little more time to mature, and that's okay, but I just wanted to do a little test run there to see what it was looking like. Also found a few spots out there now where I could do a little overseed, so I'm going to take a little more seed into a couple of those spots. Otherwise though, everything is really filling in amazingly well for how far along this is. Not too bad at all. So the mowing will be coming. It won't be too long now, but I was getting a little impatient, of course. So one of the other things I've been getting questions about has been our new deck. We did build a new deck. It's been extremely nice to have this section in between our old deck and where my shed is to be completely finished off now, so that there's not just a bunch of crappy grass in between there that is never really taken care of and never got watered and was always just kind of an eyesore. So it's been nice to have this sort of platform in between here. We built this so that it matches up perfectly with the height of my shed. Can walk out, and then there's just a couple stairs up onto the main section here. So the main section used to be a 10 by 10 and now it is a 14 by 14. So then we've just got so much more space, which has been really nice. And what we're gonna do up here still on the main section is finish off something over top, maybe a pergola, maybe something else. We're not quite sure yet. That needs to get done. So that's something that we need to get done yet this year, hopefully this fall coming up before it gets to winter. But as you can tell, the story of a lot of what's going on here is a lot of things need to get done. In the midst of renovation season and what I've been having going on here is just not been a whole lot of extra free time for me to do a whole lot of stuff. So that will all happen in due time, but the deck thing has been extremely nice to have a much bigger size, and it's going to be nice to have some shade up here eventually, which we have not ever had since we moved here, and this is the west sun coming down on this side. So there's something else that I haven't been telling you about too much, and actually I hadn't really been paying attention to. So what's been going on is that I have not been mowing out here back behind my fence line because I could not get the mowers out. They were in my shed and there was no way for me to get back here without trying to carry them or something crazy. So finally I can get that over now, and I can get that over this grass without doing too much damage. And back here we have some major work to do. So if you look at this mess here, it's about 6 inches tall probably, and there's all these weeds growing in, and I have no idea what some of these are right here. They actually look more like trees to me. I don't know what's going on here, but this whole area back here is a prime candidate, I think, in the future to be renovated. We'll see what happens with that backyard section. If that fescue looks really good, it might be something that I would plant back here as well, just because this is my minimal maintenance type area. So basically what I do back here is pretty much just fertilizing and mowing, of course, and there's no irrigation back here, so it pretty much just gets naturally whatever happens. So this year, of course, the lawn was dormant back here, and it looks like some of these spots have not recovered. They may not recover. I don't know for sure yet. I'll have to wait for more rain to come to see if all this stuff is going to recover. So today I got to do a little mowing, get that done. We'll see how it looks after that. This bluegrass back here has seen better days. It's not really looking too great. I don't like really tall cut bluegrass. This is probably at 4 inches today, maybe somewhere around there. It doesn't want to stand up very well at that height. It just looks messy to me and not very clean cut. Of course, I let it get too overgrown, so that's a problem anyway. Yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen back here in the future. I'm just kind of over this whole bluegrass. So yeah, I'm not really sure what my plan is going to be long term back here. I guess I'll figure that out next year, but I am looking forward to, you know, having all the experience of living at this house long enough now. I know sort of what's happening with that bluegrass that I used to have in the backyard that's no longer there now. So I kind of knew what kind of water it took. It needed a lot of water in order to keep going. So I'll be interested to see how much better that fescue is going to treat me and how it's going to end up looking overall compared to still having this bluegrass outside of the fence. But like I said, at this point, I'm going to be using that as sort of a test area. So if it goes really well though, which I anticipate that it's going to, then I may end up doing something with this outside section, going to like a fescue or something too, just that will withstand the heat better because, like I said, this is west facing, so it's always hot during the middle of the summer, and it takes a lot of water in order to keep bluegrass going in that scenario. Now, it definitely can be done, and if I had a system back here that was automatic, it would have helped me a lot, and I would have been able to probably keep going with bluegrass. So there's nothing wrong with having bluegrass whatsoever, but since I'm going to have some fescue now, it's going to be a good test to test these two kind of side by side. So that first mow on the backyard should be coming really soon, and maybe a little more bonus footage coming here too that I might be putting together. So thanks so much for watching this one. We'll see you next time.